3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Forex Trading Show. Forex trading live every weekday morning. Real trades, real profits, zero analysis. Set back, relax, and get ready to profit. And now, your host, Terry from FXWithTerry.com.
Good afternoon, fellow Forex traders. Tuesday, August 27th, 11:45 a.m. Eastern Time. We are looking at, as we have been all week, it's only Tuesday, the free trade, the free signal that I send out that everyone gets access to if they come to FXWithTerry.com. Join the free Discord group. Interestingly enough, I seen a member actually capitalize on this. Most people are just kind of like sitting back, saying nothing, doing nothing. That's how the world works. It's not just this group. It's how the world works. It tends to get more active in groups when you're just full of shit and lying and spamming and scamming. But we're looking at actual trades here, which you can see the price moving. And GBP USD is a sell trade. And look at that. My phone's already ready to die for the morning. We're looking at a sell trade GBP USD. We've been in this the entire time this week. No closures as for the day. Week profits for the last 5 days worth of trading is still $634.59. So looking good, feeling good. But this time of year, it's been a little crazy this summer. But this time of year, the market is absolutely sideways. Any currency pair we look at is in consolidation. That does typically what that means is if we have went into a trade that it potentially pushed against us and now is in complete consolidation. That's just what the freaking market's doing right now. Enter, push against, go sideways. If you look at this, and again, I really think it's because of the election. So GBP USD on the daily chart has pushed extremely hard up. Okay. We didn't take any trades till we got in up here. And we took sell trades because all that volume that just pushed up day after day after day after day after day. What is this, an entire month's worth of movement here that we're looking at? What goes up must come down. And I know that's very basic and simple for Forex trading, but I don't speculate the markets for entry. That's what everyone does. Well, I mean, if you understood this bearish pattern and you entered at the third wick, you'd be in a really great buy trade right now. Yeah, you know what the fuck you're talking about. Okay. That's cheating because you can see what it did and here's what you would have done. And then interestingly enough, in the Forex market, in the Forex world, all of the dummies that are watching you, like this is the one that got me right out of the gate. This is when I knew something was different about me. Some guy goes, analyzing GBP USD today. He's not in a trade. He's not showing a trade. Like we're actually in a trade. You can see these here. We're 3 deep on a sell trade. Actually, we're more deep than 3 on my algorithm. We're probably about 15 trades deep. But what they would do is they'd say, let's talk about when you should have entered. Because I'm incredible and I know everything. And you'll notice we got a wick here pushing up. So obviously the market's going to come down, and it did. And we waited. We waited to get this 3 wick, 2 green, 1 red entry signal. And we're in a buy right now. We're thinking about taking profits. We're up about $4 million. They're full of shit, right? The reason I'm saying this is I don't do that to you. I say we are in a trade And then I start looking at the chart going, well, here's what could happen. My algorithm always wins, assuming you bid properly for your account. You can't have a $100 account bidding $10 a pip. People do it, but not smart. But I did have someone capitalize on this free signal yesterday. They actually shared the results in the group. And so what they're doing here is, since they know my algorithm is correct and that this is the signal they are getting. In fact, side note, you get access to exactly what I'm looking at right here. I give you the MetaTrader 4 account login and investor password. You log right into this. And what you can do is, first off, you know that a sell trade is a good direction when it comes to my algorithm. It doesn't necessarily trade the market. It trades the math of it. Trades the volume and the math of it. Math meaning this will turn out to be profitable. If you look at results for the week, $634.59 on this particular account, bidding this much money with this leverage. This is a 500 leverage account. It made that much. That's actually not very much in the scheme of things for this account, especially bidding, a base lot size of 1.0. The market, the volume's just not there. The volume is just not there. But I saw someone enter a sell. It would get profit. They would take profit. They'd enter another sell, maybe stack another sell on top of it, take profit. Enter another sell, take profit. Because that's essentially what my algorithm is saying to do right now. Now, you can either follow the algorithm on entry, which is sell, or you can follow the algorithm on entry and TP, because it gives you the take profit. It gives you where these mathematics, if you have these trades, and you have not necessarily this lot size, but a relative lot size to what you see on the screen here. This particular trade was entered at a base lot size of 0.10, a dollar per pip. If you had the original trades, you're in pretty deep right now. But if you're just looking at the algorithm going, okay, most recent one's profitable and it's headed towards TP. Let's go back to the chart. Then you can speculate and gamble, because that's what this is. But it's a pretty damn good system. Let's scale down so you can see what has happened here. We're looking at a day between these two lines here. We're looking at a day's worth of movement. In fact, let's just go back a little bit. You can see you got a big push up over here, which caused a massive market volume all in one candle, 1 hour. And then what did it do? It went sideways. And then we got a little bit of a push up. And if I scale this, it's kind of weird on the mobile phone. There you go. That's a better scale. We're just in this range, man. We are just in this range. We're just going to bounce around in this range until it decides to pop out one side or the other. And we'll either enter more trades and make the math work out. So in knowing that, you probably should bid conservatively. You're still going to get, you could bid a 0.01 lot size and make a huge profit because you're willing to stick in there and increase your lot size and increase your trades. Not exponentially, right? I don't do martingale, which is enter it $1 and then the next entry is $2, the next entry is $4, the next entry is $8. That'll blow your account. But the algorithm does increase the lot size for this one reason. Increasing the lot size mathematically, and you really can't do this without an algorithm, without a robot, right? Without my system. It increases the lot size. Think of it this way: increases the lot size with the intent of pulling the take profit price closer to what is considered a better area in speculation given the current market, current volume. It pulls the take profit into a better area, more likely area for it to be hit. That's it. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. It works terrific. We have had a crazy market. It tends to get stuck a few times, and not mathematically, but if you're overbidding, tends to get stuck a few times this summer where the market it did one of these over here, this big, oh shit, fair market value candle. It didn't just do one of these. It did like 8 of them in a row. We're like, what the hell? It's like the banks and the hedge funds, they waited till this summer to basically exchange some of these currency pairs. They just held on to all their money and then they just dumped to the market. That's how that happens. That's not trading volume from retail traders like you and I. That would never, this just doesn't happen. That is the banks getting on a Zoom call and going, on the 22nd of the month, we're all going to dump our GBP USD exchanges into the market, and we're going to move it like crazy, take everybody out. I mean, look at these wicks up here. If you're someone who trades with a stop loss, which is not very smart, wick, 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 and then completely sideways. So again, I only look at the chart after I'm in a trade. This is looking pretty good. Again, I've seen people in the group take this free trade, take this intelligence. I think I've seen someone showing about $6,000 worth of trading profits. Real or demo, it doesn't matter. The skill set's the skill set. Are you willing to risk real money is the question. So, that's the free signal. Let's pause. We'll pull up the next account. Let's look at this one, and then I will describe to you what we are looking at. Can't see this morning. Here we are. So we're in one trade, and again, volumes. I feel like when I say volume, it's I mean it this way: entry and closure, right? If there's a lot of entries and no closures, I'm still going to feel like that's low volume because they're moving the market, and then the market is just going absolutely sideways. So I will share this with you. This is the amount of trades that have closed overnight from my subset, the subset trading feed of my algorithm called the 10 pip hybrid. Nothing. We're in one currency pair trade, absolutely gone sideways. Same one we were in yesterday. As far as the week goes, $3,659.38 of closure. When I say for the week, not this week, it's looking back 5 days, 5 trading days. That could include or not include the weekend. So for the month, what is it? $35,422.65. So the algorithm it is my algorithm. I shouldn't say the algorithm, but the trades, the AI system is pulling a subset of currency pairs out of my main 22 pair algorithm, and it's trading them conservatively. So this is my number 2 conservative feed. My number 1 conservative feed is what's called the one profitable pair. It grabs one currency pair at a time and trades it to profit. And it always wins. So depending on what the market's doing, it could do more or less trades and increase the lot size more or less. It's not direct martingale. It does not double the lot size every time. That will blow your account. This is intended to, again, like I said in the beginning, pull the take profit closer to where the current price is, a more realistic take profit price. And in fact, the more that it pulls away from our original entry, the more we're going to make in the end, profitability wise. That's why you don't have to and don't want to overbid with this. You could do extremely well with my algorithm, always bidding 0.01, 10 cents per pip lot size. You could do extremely well. You really could. Now, there's one thing that I say all the time. Here's what I mean by extremely well. It's not about the $10 profit you make from Forex. It's about holding that $10 in Bitcoin. That is what you should be doing with Forex. Forex is way too volatile, especially this year with an election year and the economy. It's way too volatile to sit back and go, I'm going to create an income from it. That was my mistake in the beginning. I pushed so hard to create a daily, weekly income with Forex. There is no consistency. Forex is random. But what is the smartest thing to do is to capture your profits in Bitcoin, hold your profits in Bitcoin for at least a 5+ year period, and the exponential growth that you will get from holding it in Bitcoin, even holding $1 in Bitcoin, will be phenomenal. Over a 20-year period, which most people don't want to look out that far, they don't have that much patience or maybe even life left, it's in the billions. Billions. So the exponential growth is extremely powerful. That is my subset 10 pip hybrid. Let's look at the next account. I'm trying to think of which one I want to show you here. How about I show you the gold scalper? I'm going to show you the gold scalper. It's doing what it's supposed to do. I'll pull it up and I'll tell you what it's supposed to do. So here it is. 0 trades right now in the gold scalper because it did what I asked it to do overnight. I asked it to do about $10 worth of profit. It did $12.22 worth of profit. Stopped, and it's waiting until the market reset tonight, probably about 8 p.m. Eastern. It's doing what it's supposed to do. You might not feel like $12.22 is very profitable. It's scalable. Multiply it by 2. Multiply it by 10. Multiply it by 100. You can easily do that. You can take these exact same trades that are winning and scale them up to your account. The reason I might suggest that you don't scale too far is gold is batshit crazy in terms of its movement. Now, I'm wrong technically in saying what I'm going to say, but the concept is here. Gold moves, if you look at a standard currency pair, it moves at, 1 to 100 ratio. Gold will move at 1 to 5,000 or 10,000 ratio. Same movement, but the amount of profit is higher on the positive side, and the amount of drawdown or negative is higher on the negative side. So it's you trade a little more conservative. This is a icing on the cake type of automated feed that I send out, and at a minimum lot size, it's really low. It's really low impact, low risk. And I'll give you an example. I've done this before. If you took $12.22 and held that in Bitcoin for 5 years, it's tens upon tens of thousands of dollars, just that $12.22. It is. It's a lot. So understanding that a solid, conservative, low-risk profit in Forex can be held in Bitcoin and make thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars and turn it, I shouldn't say make, turn it into, because you held it in Bitcoin, which is like 155% return on investment average per year. I don't want to use that term. It's not return on investment. It's just return, right? It's a growth. CAGR, combined annual growth rate. Combined meaning year over year. So that is doing that. Let me go to the pause. I'm going to show you. Let me think of the best way to show you this. I want to go to the hedge account, but we'll do that at the end. Let's look at the overall algorithm real quick. I know the overall algorithm right now is in about 60 total trades. That's not necessarily a lot. It can sound like a lot, but it's all of these trades have entered and the prices absolutely went sideways. Just sideways in a range. We're at the end of August here. I think they're just waiting. They're ramping. They're planning something, right? Not a lot of news. I don't think there's any high-impact news today. There's some USD, AUD, and some CAD high-impact news Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. No high-impact news today that I saw. However, I will share this with you. The results, if you traded the entire algorithm, all 22 pairs, at a base lot size at 0.10, you would have made $83.08 today. You could scale that up. You could scale it down. For the week, $2,835.38. So I would tell you for the entire algorithm, that's a little low. Of course it's low. The entire market is sideways. Let's go look at, I'm just going to show you this just to kind of like start the series. I think it's this one, 6-3, yeah. I just set this up. We're gonna keep an eye on this. This is my new algorithm that has no direction to it. It enters a buy and a sell. Not that it's trying to hedge. It's going to trade each of those against each other. And I had a $10,000 account. I was really bidding unrealistically just to kind of get a feel for the algorithm. I was bidding a base lot size of 0.10, so 10 times what we're bidding here. And it would run itself pretty hard, especially in this market where everything just pushes and then goes sideways. I'm going to look at this. We're not going to count August. We got a few days left in August here. I'm going to run this for the month of September. And here's what I would imagine by this. This is not a get-rich-quick algorithm. This is intended to mathematically keep the account safe and produce a conservative, minimal amount of profits. Conservative meaning not necessarily the entry or the strategy per se, because there really is no entry strategy. It just enters a buy and a sell. But it mathematically keeps the account safe. And it will do it at a low lot size. I'm sure it would probably run for years and years and years on a low lot size. But the idea, if my goal is to stack and hold Bitcoin, is to amass Bitcoin, a Forex trading account allows you to do that. If you don't know this, if you have a foreign offshore broker, they will give you withdrawals, profit withdrawals. If you request a withdrawal, they will give it to you in Bitcoin. So now you're just holding Bitcoin, frankly, anonymously. You're holding it, and that's where the true profit's made. So if you can just, like, I want to say this, you finally found it, right? You finally found a system and an algorithm and a person, me, that can help you amass Bitcoin conservatively. You don't have to be putting away. I mean, I've shown where if you put away $10 a week for 10 years, $10 of Bitcoin, $10 of Forex profits held in Bitcoin for 10 years is $6.5 million given the current combined annual growth rate of 155% of Bitcoin. It's probably going to go up. There's wide speculation that it's going way up. So holding a little bit of profit in Bitcoin is really where the game is at. It's what I'm doing. So in my trading, I trade very conservatively, and I've been looking at this new algorithm, which has, listen, I've learned a lot from the current algorithm we have, which does extremely well, especially if you bid appropriately for your account and or bid appropriately for the market. Right now, the market is way too volatile in terms of like sideways, massive pushes, sideways, massive pushes up or down. So I'm bidding conservatively. And even, right now, what you'll really do is you'll average it out over a year, right? There are times when we don't feel like the market is doing this. Typically, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May is the real Forex trading months. And then, June, July, August, September is when it slows down and or because it's slow can get a little wonky like it has been. Huge pushes up or down, sideways for 2 weeks. And then it pushes into our take profit. So it's not about any individual given day. It's just like the stock market. You don't go buy a stock and look at it every day. You'll sell it immediately because you feel like you're losing your ass. It's held over time. It's the same thing with Bitcoin. It's held over time. So I'm looking at this algorithm to be something that can trade conservatively, amass Bitcoin for myself, and also I built this to have really, let's just put it this way, no management has to be done on this account, and in fact it can't be managed. It must mathematically manage itself. Now, here's what I mean by that, and this is a good segue into what I'm going to talk about next. If you're trading my main algorithm, or really if you're trading at all, and a trade goes against you, you're going to at some point feel like, especially if you're bidding anything realistically, you're going to feel like it's gone too far for your account, so you need to hedge and protect your account. Hedge is an equal and opposite. I'm like, this, what the trade you're looking at on the screen right here is technically a hedge trade. This is not a hedging EA per se. EA, expert advisor, bot, system, algorithm, whatever you want to call it. But we're going to look at that next, and that's something I'm going to, again, and I have been, and I'm going to continually talk about it, because this is that one skill set, the concept of the hedge, that you need to have the ability to control your personal account based off of what the market is doing at any given time. Most of the time, you won't have to mess with it. So let me show you an account, and we'll end with this, where I am in a hedge, and you've been watching this, I don't know, for 4 or 5 days now, at least 3-4 days, certainly all of this week and a little bit of last week. So we entered a random trade, USD JPY buy, 0.15. I felt like for a $935 account, which we have, I felt like that was a good lot size, a realistic, high-risk lot size that wasn't taxing my account too much. And then once we got to about $120 drawdown, because the trade, went the other way, what I did was I locked in that drawdown by doing an equal and opposite trade. I did a sell at 0.15. It pushed away from my sell hedge trade. It came back, got me out at break even. In fact, I don't know. Remember, this is a test account, so when I go look at the history, it's not going to be impressive. But it got me out. If you look at this one here, this is the actual hedge, and my phone's going to die. This is the actual hedge. It moved. It was very profitable. This was actually, I think, $1,200 profitable. People calling me. You know what? This thing is on Do Not Disturb, and it continues to do that to me. Interesting. You know what? Hold on one second. Let me fix the phone here so it does not do that again. Do Not Disturb is on. Okay. Well, let's see if Do Not Disturb is really on. That is the weirdest thing. It happened to me last week. It's like all of a sudden someone's randomly calling me. So get my thought process back here. So it was like $1,200 profitable, I think. And then it came all the way back, and it got me out of break even. And then the price moved down again away from my original trade, which was a buy. So I hedged again. And you'll see I've got a stop loss set, which is really a take profit. Because if you go look at the chart, I moved, I'm going to have to zoom out a little bit here. So the sell entry is at the top here. I moved the stop loss a tiny bit in a profit. So if the price comes back and hits this, it's going to take me out at break even. And the intent was to get it to go towards this buy trade up here. And what I'm going to do, because I've been sitting here and the market was just not favorable to trade this pair right now, is I'm going to get out just above that at a tiny little profit. And, we survived to trade another day, and we'll just look at it. We'll just do another random entry of something. But the idea is you have to understand. I did that hedge, took me out of the hedge. I went back into the hedge, and I'm still in the hedge, and it's intended to protect the account. That's it. The moment you hedge, and I don't know if people know this, I'm going to continue to say this. The moment you hedge, I hedged at about $120 drawdown. So it's going to lock that in. And look at my margin level percent. It's 0. That's the idea. I'm protecting the account. I'm not trying to make profit over here. Some people, I've seen people do this. This is funny. If you take profit right here, if you take this $116 profit, you are now $245 in drawdown, and your margin level percent is a hell of a. It's not good. It's probably 1,000, maybe less. When I entered this hedge, I was at about a 2,500, 2,700% margin level. Very comfortable. I'm protecting my capital here, and that's the entire intent of the hedge. What am I saying? My original entry, which was a random guess. USD JPY, random currency pair, buy. Someone said buy. I actually asked people in the comments here on YouTube. Someone said USD JPY, buy. Boom, I entered. Didn't even look at the chart, no analysis, because it's not about that. It is 100% about trade management. Trade management. I am managing this trade. Now, what's interesting is if you look at the date on this, and I have not done that, the date of entry was August 19th. Let's go look at the calendar. August 19th, a week ago. I entered here, and we're here now. It's over a week ago. It just went sideways the entire time. And that's how, just knowing that and seeing that, you think it's just happening on USD JPY? It's happening on every pair. So you just wait it out. You wait it out. My account's protected. I'm not stressed out. I'm comfortable with what's going on. Okay. We will constantly talk about this because this is that skill set that almost nobody has. Because here's what happens. When you get a crazy currency pair that is pushed trade deep, and you were already overbidding because you want to get rich, you're like, oh my God, this algorithm wins every time. Well, that's true. But you also have to be prepared for it going this deep. You have to be prepared for it going this deep. You have to be. You don't know what the market's going to do. So that means you bid conservatively up here, and it won't be as high down here. You bid where I want to get rich off of a trade up here. By the time you get down here, your account's blown. So somewhere in the middle, if you're going to trade that way, which I'm not saying you can't, somewhere in the middle here, you're going to have to hedge. You're going to have to do an equal and opposite trade and go, okay, it's bled too far. I don't know what the market's doing. It's going against me. Stop. What am I stopping? I'm locking in my drawdown, whatever that is, and I'm stopping the margin level percent from bleeding off. Just stop. Take a breath. Yeah, in fact, here's truth, and here's one of the reasons I love the hedge. There have been times when I felt like, and I did, a lot of times, stayed up all night watching something, thinking I was going to trade out of it, and still get ruined and lose all my sleep. In this case, I look at it and go, you know what? It's not going in my direction. Hedge, go to bed, sleep, wake up. You're good to go. You're good to go. There are other things I'm not saying, like the fact that I set, once it moved into profit, I set a stop loss, which was, you might call it a take profit, but it's a stop loss that I moved into profit. Okay, so you got to think that way. You can't set a take profit on it right next to, you can't set a take profit above where the current price is. So you have to put your stop loss up there. So when it comes back, hits the stop loss, takes you out in a little bit of profit, and continues to move in the right direction. There are some other more technical, deeper aspects to this, like the fact of what do you do in the middle of the night if it comes back, hits your stop, which is basically getting you out at break even, and then pushes against you again. Well, that you do have to enter another hedge. You got to be ready for that. How could you do that? How could you be prepared for that and still sleep at night? What you could do is, see, I got my hedge and my stop loss up here, so if it comes back, it's going to take me out of break even. But what you could do is say, you know what? If it comes up here and takes me out, okay, I'm going to put another, and let's say right in the middle, just as a protection, I'm going to put a pending, let's call it a pending sell order, okay? If it takes out this sell, because we're at a buy up here, then it could launch another sell, and it would protect you if the price went against you. That's one thing you could do. I don't want to get too, there's a lot of things you could do, but that's one thing you could do just for that little bit of protection. Because it can and will do that. It'll push through, take out your hedge at break even, push up, not hit anywhere near the original trade and back and begin to drop again. They love to do that. So you can protect yourself. I don't want to get too complex here. But typically, like in this particular case, I just did the hedge, let it get into profit. I set my stop loss a little bit, into profit, so basically break even. I went to bed, and I've been sitting here for, a week? Just waiting. So it's a good example. It's not the best example, certainly not happening fast, but we're trading the market. We don't control the market. We trade the volume that they give us, and that's what they're giving us. So that's it for a Tuesday, August 27th. I will see you tomorrow, Wednesday, August 28th. Almost at the end of the month here. I'm going to let that new algorithm run at 0.01 lot size for the entire month of September, and we'll see what it comes out. Bidding a 0.01 lot size for 30 days with that zero entry algorithm. It's literally just a trade. It's a trade management algorithm. And still a call comes through. All right, I'll let you guys go. Appreciate you watching. I'll see you in the group, and I will see you on tomorrow's live session. Take care.
Thank you for joining us on the Forex Trading Daily Live Show. Get access to all of the free trades with full auto trading at fxwithterry.com. Be sure to subscribe and get notified of the daily live stream. And get ready for your next profitable Forex trade.